So, Allspark this week, we had a couple of neat threads. And the one that really, there are two really that struck me.
Want to try that one again?
Shut up, ExVee. The one that struck me primarily was Transfailures. Now, that's not like, a TV series that bombed or whatever. That was a toy that was meant to transform and pretty well did, but did so very poorly. For example, like the Duocons, which I'm actually going to mention in a few minutes because I love the Duocons. But, the transformation was very simple. But that
jet's going to crash into that tank.
Oh, no! And,
Oh, you fool!
So, the one that I brought up and I kind of hated to do this, was Retrax. I love Retrax. I think Retrax is like the best toy ever, but his transformation was not really that involved. So, what do you guys do? You have anything that sort of sticks out? I mean, another example, I guess, would be Armada Scavenger. Armada Scavenger's transformation is like, well, you pull his arms out, then you flip him up, and he's transformed. You just blew $20 on an Ultra toy that's, 3 steps.
Well, my candidates, two that are sort of the same, which is the Transmetal 2 Cheetor and any of the Beast Machines Cheetors, which were basically stand it up and switch the head. Which the most epic fail in that point would have to be Supreme Cheetor. Because not only was it ridiculously expensive, but it also had an extremely weak transformation that was probably even more simplistic than the the smaller version of the same figure.
The Mega Cheetor?
Yes, thank you. The Mega Cheetor, I think, had an even more involved transformation than the Supreme.
On that same token, we could say Night Scream is on the same page.
I don't even know his transformation.
He basically stretch out the limbs and switch the head too. Or he had hair.
Yeah, Beast Machines failed because, the larger the toys got, they didn't necessarily get more complicated. They just got bigger.
Right.
But what I'd like to do is go to the opposite end of the spectrum and talk about alternators, the toys you can't transform.
That's not completely fair. I mean, they transform. I mean, sometimes it's not worth the effort. But I have never failed to be able to get an alternator back in its original configuration. I've transformed it both ways successfully.
I think if a transformer is so complicated that you don't want to go to the trouble of transforming it, it has failed as a transformer.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
That's valid.
I mean, but would you say that that Masterpiece Optimus Prime is a failure in that respect? I think he's a fantastic toy, but I don't want to transform it.
I don't like Masterpiece Optimus Prime because of the diecast. The transformation is more reasonable than an alternator.
Now, what about the Neo toys? Because, I mean, a lot of those, Neo and Car Robots are really like the Shellformer Hall of Fame. So, I mean, there's a lot of those that are just, maddening.
Yeah, it's, like Speedbreaker it just basically has a car hanging off his butt.
And I always liked Sideburn. I like transforming it.
Do you like touching it?
Only when I think of you.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
drop that.
You fish for it, you reel it in.
Yeah. So, who are you thinking of? I mean, when I think of Neo, I think of Beast. What is it?
The Convoy?
Big Convoy.
Yeah, Big Convoy, yeah.
Big Convoy is like the classic Shellformer. I mean,
yes.
He has this awesome-looking robot mode, which is a decent robot mode. I mean, he's very well decorated more than, like, a good toy. But his vehicle mode, the only thing is movable about it's the trunk, and that's because it's rubber.
Yeah, and Break is the same way. Break is okay. I mean, it's a cute little penguin, and it's an okay robot, I guess. But I mean, otherwise, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with him.
What about Colorado, or however you say his name? He was, the snake.
Kahadra, something like that.
Yeah, that was different. I mean, that was a Neo toy that tried something different.
Stampy.
Stampy's Beast Wars 2.
Yeah, and he's
He
not
wasn't.
bad, I guess, for what he is.
Was he? I thought he was Neo.
Is he Neo?
Yeah, I think he's
All
Neo.
the
Am I
people
th-
were
He's
doing
a
stuff
target
with-
master.
I'm
He's got
thinking-
the little target
I'm
master.
thinking of Moon. I'm sorry.
You're thinking of Moon.
Yeah.
Yep. No, Stampy. Yeah.
Stampy's not that bad in all things considered.
I heart Stampy.
Turin got a girlfriend by wearing a Stampy around his neck.
Well,
I think I remember.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
that was something. That was a badge of honor for him. He got a girlfriend from a.
Where's Stampy?
Wearing a
I think I tried that to not the same results.
Yeah.
So
I got a restraining order about wearing a Stampy.
I think I
around
got
his neck.
beat up. Is what happened to me.
That's more expected.
no
Mhm.
joke.
Some
No
people
joke.
take their. Go ahead, Rob.
No joke. What was it? BotCon 08, my girlfriend came with me.
Kristen?
And there's a couple, Kristen. And a couple of people were walking around with the BotCon Starscream, like, around their lanyard. And she was just like, what's wrong with them? She's just, like, making, like, or did it go out like that? And I was like, probably. Why?
I mean, I know we're one to speak, but there is something, taking your hobby a little too far is something that some people do.
Yeah, I just draw the Autobot symbol on my face and walk around yelling transform at people, but that's okay. Right.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, it's healthy.
So we sort of went around the world on that, but I mean, I would say that a Transfailure also would be a toy that is impossibly hard to transform, like ExVee said. What was the most egregious alternator that you can sort of point to? Because like Silver Streak and Smokescreen are not that bad. They were the first, but they did get progressively harder.
Like Grimlock.
Yeah.
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 You know,
I have never successfully gotten Grimlock back to a Mustang. Now that I think of it.
Well, there you go.
when alternators was out, I had no problem transforming them. But now that's been a few years since I've even touched one of them, I probably couldn't even do it.
I keep alternator skids out because, it's skids.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last time I picked it up, let alone had the thought about transforming it.
So is there like a graveyard of Transformers that we'll never just touch again, either because they really suck or we're really afraid to bother to like really get involved?
Red Megatron.
Yeah, I mean they're like what, 6 actual modes and like 3 or 4 extra fan modes. He's not that bad.
He's not too bad.
He
The
has
masterpieces ones. Every masterpiece is just going to like sit on somebody's shelf.
Yeah, the Grimlock, he's pretty easy to transform, but he's so heavy and stuff, I'm just afraid I'm going to break it, so I just don't.
I don't have Masterpiece Grimlock, so would you recommend him? I've been sort of saving up my pennies for that one.
Yeah, he's probably one of the better masterpieces. I don't have the Starscream or Megatron to compare him to, but up close and all that, yeah, he is just on point. Not to mention more of a toy than the other ones also.
Shame
Yeah.
about that crown, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean King Grimlock is $250. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no thanks for 2 accessories.
And you lose the other accessories.
Yeah. But he's got a light up, like you can light up the sword and stuff like Laser Rod Optimus. And you can change his colors and his eyes from like blue to red and both modes and stuff. I mean, he's just got more toy value than the other ones, were just kind of like a nice, expensive robot. This guy you could actually probably have an adventure with in your living room if you tried.
Or just your living room.
Right. Please.
Oh, come on. The neighbors are already scared of me.